We are not your average family. My name is Rachel. You know me as Yoga Girl. This is my husband, Dennis, and this little ray of sunshine is our baby girl, Lea Luna. We live in the Caribbean island of Aruba. Welcome to our channel. Hi everyone, this is Rachel, and right now I am sitting on my yoga mat in one of my favorite places to practice in my house. You might recognize this space. It's right in the corner of my living room. I roll my mat out here all the time. I share a lot of yoga videos, me and my baby and the dogs, just practicing and hanging out on the yoga mat right in this place. A question that I get all the time that I want to answer today is, how do you start up an actual yoga practice? If you're brand new to the idea of yoga, you're interested in it, you've heard good things about it, and you're just wondering, what are the first steps that I take? How do I start up a yoga practice? How do I become a yogi? Here are my top tips, just to kind of get you started and get you going, because yoga is such a life-changing practice and it's something you can really keep with you for the rest of your life. Step number one is going to be take a yoga class. It sounds really simple. There's so much to choose from these days. Take a yoga class. You can start in any shape or form that just fits you and your lifestyle. So if you don't want to leave your house, you want to take a class at home, there's a ton of options for you right now thanks to the miracle of the internet. You can just Google search or YouTube search a yoga practice or a yoga class and find a beginner's yoga class right here on YouTube. I have a platform called 108.com. We have a ton of beginner classes on there. There's so many free classes and so many amazing classes out there that you can just try if you're just starting out for the very first time at your house. And actually, if it's your very first class, you don't even really need a yoga mat, so don't worry about that. Just take your socks off so that you're not slipping. You can be on a hardwood floor or tiles or whatever, just for a first class, especially if it's a beginner's practice, it should be fairly gentle. If you are looking to take a class at a studio, and this is something that I always recommend, when we start practicing, it's a great thing to find a teacher, find someone who has a ton of knowledge, who can help guide you on those first few moments in your practice, so especially if you're working through an injury, if you're very tight somewhere in your body. It's just a good thing to have a little bit of extra guidance and someone to help you with the first moments on the mat. Step number one is just take a class. Doesn't matter really how you do it, just go take a class. Do it right now. Step number two for how to start up a yoga practice is try different things. And I cannot stress this enough, how important this is. Try different things. Try different types of teachers, try different styles of yoga, different types of classes, so that you can really navigate and figure out what feels good for you. Not everybody feels great or really resonate with a super dynamic, sweaty vinyasa flow practice or an ashtanga practice, for instance. Some people really love a really restorative, calm, yin type practice, especially if you're just starting out. Maybe beginning with something a little bit softer is a really good idea. Or perhaps what you're looking for is to sweat and move a ton, and you're gonna love a more dynamic class off the bat. You're not gonna know until you try a bunch of things out. So try as many things as possible right in the very beginning. When you try different teachers, I always go for experience. So look for experienced teachers that know what they're doing. And a good way to know that you've found a teacher that really is gonna work for you, that's gonna be really supportive for your own journey, is finding a person that you like. I like to always envision myself drinking a cup of tea with my yoga teachers. If I can imagine myself having a great conversation with them, I like them as human beings, chances are I'm going to resonate with their class as well. So find a teacher that you like, that you can listen to easily, that has experience, and that you just vibe with. So trying a bunch of different things so you can figure out what style of yoga, what type of class, what do you need, and then opt for that. So step two is just try a lot of different classes, styles, teachers, so that you really can find what resonates with you, and then stick with that for the beginning. Step three for how to begin a yoga practice is get a yoga mat. So getting a yoga mat doesn't have to be the first thing that you do right before you've taken your first class ever, but studios always provide mats that you can either rent. Once you've taken a couple of classes, or especially if you know you want to be practicing a little bit more at home, get a yoga mat. You don't have to start out with one of those really expensive, super long-lasting mats, but try one that's a little bit more affordable just for the beginning few months of your practice, so that you don't waste money on something that might not work for you. So get something affordable. Your yoga mat is more than something for your hands and feet to grip. It actually becomes a sacred place for you. So when you roll out your mat every single day, stepping on the mat already then is the very beginning of your practice. I like to keep my mat rolled out in my house all the time. Like it's always there, and whenever I have 5 minutes in between stuff in my day, or I have an hour when the baby's napping, I'll just come to my mat. It's already there waiting for me, and I can really distinguish the energetic shift of being in my day-to-day life and then stepping into my practice. So get a yoga mat, start off with something a little bit more affordable, and then when you feel you're really anchored in the practice, like, oh, I love this, I'm gonna be on this mat all the time, then think about upgrading to something a little bit higher quality. Step number 4 for how to begin a yoga practice is figure out your homework. We all have different homework in terms of what we specifically need to do when we're on the mat. So finding out where in your body are you specifically tight, where do you accumulate tension, do you have pain somewhere, are you recovering from an injury somewhere in the body? So really cultivating that listening of what do I need, and then do more of that. So me, for instance, I always have really tight shoulders, upper back, and neck. So if I only have 15 minutes of practice that day or a specific day, I will really focus on doing my homework, knowing that when I work my shoulders, my upper back, my neck, I'm just gonna feel so much better for the rest of the day. Step number 5 for how to begin a yoga practice is get consistent. And this one is super, super, super important. I recommend for the very beginning, I mean, if you can dedicate one specific time in your day to get on your mat and then doing that every single day, it's just the best way to nail down a routine. And you don't have to commit to 90 minutes of practice every single day, but maybe you have 15 minutes or half an hour or something in the morning. Try to do that the same time every single morning, that you roll out your mat, step on the mat, and then just see where that practice takes you. Some days, maybe all you have is 5 minutes of a few gentle stretches or just a little bit of breath work, a little bit of breathing. Maybe other days you have a whole hour or 90 minutes, so you can actually extend the time you spend on the mat. But do it at the same time every day if you can. You want your yoga practice to be part of your routine, and I find one moment every single day, keeping that around the same specific time is just super helpful. And step number 6 for how to begin a yoga practice. This is a little bit of a bonus, not a necessity, but if you can find a yoga buddy, so a yoga friend, a person that you can kind of practice with, maybe you practice together at your house, maybe you go to a studio together, or you just sync up your calendars, you do an online class together from different places in the world. I do that with my friends all the time. Someone to motivate you and to remind you, it's yoga time. So when you have one of those low days and you feel like, maybe you'd rather just chill on the couch all day, just someone to get you onto your mat, to motivate you, and that makes it fun and exciting. Like grab a smoothie after class, go get brunch, lunch, make yoga a fun part of your day. It is such a fun practice, and of course, everything is better with friends. So find a yoga buddy, someone to motivate you, and someone you can practice with. My yoga buddy right now is Lea Luna, my baby. She's on the mat with me all the time. Not very motivating, but she at least makes my practice exciting. So that's what I have for how to begin a yoga practice. I'm wishing you so much luck, knowing that this practice is just going to help you find healing, find strength and space in your body, and just a beautiful way for you to make peace with where you are. Thank you so much for watching. I hope these tips have been helpful. I know they were things that really helped me in the beginning of my own practice. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can do that by clicking right here. I hope this has motivated you to step on your mat today. So enjoy your yoga practice, and I'll see you next week.